Hey, welcome back. I'm Sean Thompson. Welcome to the Renovation Run Down. I hope you guys had a fantastic Thanksgiving. But we're jumping back in the saddle. It's Monday. It's business. We got December to get through. I want to talk to you about a subject that, I don't know, this one might be a toughie to get through because a lot of people don't want to admit, but when you engage in that do-it-yourself DIY project, right, you're asking for a lot more trouble than you may or may not think, right? So I want to go through some of the common pitfalls of the do-it-yourself project here, and walk you through. That's why I titled it DIY Gone Wrong. Hey, listen, the gap between the inexperienced and the experienced plays out pretty wide in the home improvement space, right? So that's what I want to go into a little bit here. I'll tell you a quick. I have a space that I want to block off with one of those cool bookshelves, that if you pull the right book, it could be a doorway. So it's kind of like a doorway to a hidden room, kind of thing that I've been thinking. Here, I'll show you. If you've never seen these before, they're pretty cool. So I'll share my screen and show you this particular one, right? So, it's kind of a half bookshelf. This one looks a little bit like mine would look, I guess. And then it opens to a door. So just to give you a feel for that, when I reference it here, because I thought, hell, I could do that, right? How hard can that be? And I watched this YouTube channel. This really accomplished contractor, carpenter was a specialty, struggle, having to take it on and off and redesign, the bookshelf door with a latch that I'm like so glad I didn't try to do that myself, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is a lot of people get themselves in trouble thinking, that they're going to ace first time out the gate, important do-it-yourself project in their house, right? So I want to cover the common reasons for do-it-yourself failures here, right? And I'll start out with the first one, which is lack of planning. Most folks don't plan this. They don't understand. They don't study it for a long time. They just dive right in and start buying stuff, right? And sometimes when you just start buying things, it backs you into the corner because it's not as easy to replace them or take them back if you happen to make mistakes, right? Or purchase the wrong thing, right? Or you didn't study the project all the way through to the end to know what to and what not to avoid. Second thing is inexperience, right? Like I said earlier on, the gap between the inexperience and the experience in the home improvement space can mean all the difference between success and complete disaster, right? Third is overconfidence. A lot of folks go into this thinking confidently, don't worry, I'll get there. I'll have no problem. Man, there is no pain like being in the middle of a project, being overwhelmed. It's not going well. And you can see no way out of it. There's no light at the end of the tunnel financially because you keep spending money and there's no light at the end of the tunnel, with the project being complete in a meaningful way, that makes it, that you're proud of and makes it happy. It's a good representation of what you want in your house, right? Fourth here, is budget constraints, right? Most people skimp up first. This is the reason why a lot of people do-it-yourself projects. They don't hire a contractor because they don't hire a contractor because they think, I can do this cheaper. I can do this myself. Why pay somebody to do that? I'm sure I can read about it or watch YouTube about it and figure out a way to do it. Trust me, you can still run into major perils, right? So it's the financial cost, it's the time cost, it is the emotional cost. Because I tell you, if you're a guy, and I'm gonna drop some stereotypical, gender roles here. If you're a guy and you're trying to make it through this project that you've never done before, and your wife and kids are off to the side being displaced from whatever room, whatever part of the house, having to watch you go through this, that's emotional torture, my friends. It is torture, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is, with renovation lending, let me tie it back to what we do. A lot of lenders don't lean into the do-it-yourself concept. They don't let the contractor and the borrower be the same person for obvious reasons, right? There are tons of pitfalls, tons of mistakes. And if we are lending based on what that value of the house is going to be after the project is done, we have to ensure, to the best that we can that the project gets done. It gets done in a way that's predictable. It gets done in a way that makes the customer, and your contractor happy. Contractor gets paid, and the lender, gets to realize that after improved value that they lent against, right? So Do-it-yourself projects, not all it's cracked up to be. All right. Renovation lending lets you finance into the monthly payment, into the 30-year fixed monthly payment, the cost of that project. Right. So it's the most affordable way to get this project done. Don't find yourself in an issue, because you decided to take the do-it-yourself path, pay for it yourself and weekend warrior this thing to the finish line. Those projects never really turn out great. Very few of them make it start to finish on the budget that you want, in the way that you wanted it to be done. All right? I'm Sean Thompson. I'm telling you, no one else will tell you this. Use renovation lending. Stay away from the do-it-yourself path.